What's up, I'm Joe. So it is National Novel Writing Month. It's where a bunch of awesome masochists all come together to each spew out a 50,000 word novel by the end of November. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to partake in it this year, and the short answer is no. And the long answer is no. I'm not sure why November is so popular with these movements like NaNoWriMo, No Shave November, Movember. What is it about November that makes people think, man, this month over here sucks, we should do something with it? I know, let's all grow a mustache! Some of the people that have asked me about NaNoWriMo have actually gotten hurt when I told them I'm not doing it, which is understandable. It's kind of like being invited to a party and saying, no, I don't want to go. I don't really want to. When I decide not to do something that you're doing, it's easy to misinterpret that refusal as a personal rejection or as a statement that you're wasting your time. So one of two things happens during this conversation. One, the other person tries to defend NaNoWriMo to me as a worthy use of their time and therefore mine. But it's so much fun and you get to make so many friends and you get to have pizza parties and everybody who makes it gets a free platypus. Or two, they try to guilt me into it by asking the question, why not? What's your excuse? This is the one that interests me because it's a tactic that's used by everybody who ever wants to guilt you into doing something. First, you don't have to defend anything you're doing. Me not doing something isn't an attack on what you're doing. Saying that I'm not doing something doesn't mean that I don't think it sounds fun. I'm just not doing it. NaNoWriMo sounds really cool, I just want to do other things. And second, you don't need an excuse to not do anything. It's like the Just Say No campaign. You can just say, I don't want to do that. Imagine if drug dealers could get away with the, well, what's your excuse that we let our parents and teachers get away with? Now, this is not to be confused with the excuse that most people give for not doing something, which is, I can't, or I don't have time. Saying that you don't have time for something implies that you have no control over how you spend your time or your priorities or your actions. But that's not what I'm saying here. I feel like I could do NaNoWriMo if I chose to. I just am choosing to do other things. It's a positive, not a negative. I'm the king of overcommitting to things. I'm just so passionate about so many things and I want to do it all, but I gotta stop myself from trying to do it all at once. Even though I would love to do NaNoWriMo in addition to everything else that I'm doing, I know it wouldn't make me happy because I would end up shirking the other things that I'm passionate about. So no, I'm not writing a novel this month. And really, just like an invitation to a party, I don't need an excuse for it. But the fact that some of you are is totally awesome and actually throws the other side of this self-righteous coin into light. You see, even if you're not doing NaNoWriMo, it can still help you out. For example, it gives you an opportunity to evaluate your priorities. There are thousands of people right now typing out a novel on their computers. That is awesome. And you could do it too. You could. If you made it important, you could do it. And it's a really cool opportunity that you're passing up. So rather than saying, oh, I don't have time, or choosing not to do NaNoWriMo, what are you choosing to do? When your friend comes to you in December and says, I wrote a novel last month, what are you going to answer with? Did you start something that's really important to you? So if you're not doing NaNoWriMo, while everyone else is tapping away at their keyboards, think about what you're doing with your time that's just as cool, if not cooler, than writing a novel. And if you can't think of anything, maybe it's time to sit down and start writing after all. Either that or grow a mustache. 50 XP for watching. Peace and love. I just want to point out that my notes for this video were like 1,500 words, so I just wrote 1,500 words about how I'm not going to write 1,500 words a day. I'm not going to think about it too hard.